After thinking the dust finally settled, Brennan and Clapper get smacked by more fury by US4Trump.com. House Intelligence Committee Peter King joined Maria Bartiromo on Sunday Morning Futures in an explosive interview that won't go over well for the swamp. The buried truth is surfacing to the top of the slimy water. During his interview, Pete King and Maria weighed in on the recent outrage from the left and the swamp creatures from the Obama administration who still have their security clearances and monetizing off of government classified information. These are perfect pictures of these two. You couldn't get better pictures. The president recently took note and is deciding whether to go forward in revoking their privileges. John Brennan, for example, who is being paid on CNN, trashes President Trump all day long, still has a clearance. Brennan has claimed that Trump has committed treason. Pete King, when asked if John Brennan should have his security clearance stated, John Brennan has proven himself to be a cheap political hack and a cheap political artist. We already knew that. King noted that the only time someone should keep their clearance after leaving government service is to be called back for consultation during a crisis. You're not going to bring General Clapper or Brennan for consultation because they've made it clear they are political activists. Maria asked King what kind of information did they still receive or would be able to see. He responded they would be told where there is potential crisis, potential plot, a possible espionage going on, possible coups planted for or against our allies. They would be given the most sensitive intelligence information out there, internationally or domestic. King explained that they could have enough information to slip up while going on TV and give away classified information. When not working in a government setting every day, he suggested they could lose their discipline. Next, Maria pointed out that Brennan was in fact involved with the dirty dossier and he still has a security clearance. King admits that Brennan is not looking out for the best interest of America, but only to stop Donald Trump. Here it is, Fox News there. Representative Peter King. John Brennan has proven himself to be a cheap political hack. Yep, I totally agree.
Welcome back, and we are back now with Congressman Peter King on President Trump's announcement that he is considering revoking security clearances for some former top intelligence officials, several of whom worked in the Obama administration. Congressman, I don't think most Americans understand that our former leaders of NSA, CIA, FBI, etc., they continue to hold their security clearance after they leave office. And a lot of people are saying, well, you know what? They're using it as their bona fides to enhance their marketability for non-clearance jobs in the media or the corporate world. At the same time, you've got people like John Brennan on CNN all day long trashing the president. Should a person who has security clearance be saying that President Trump is treasonous?
No, absolutely not. I mean, John Brennan has proven himself to be a cheap political hack, a political cheap shot artist, so he shouldn't. But apart from John Brennan himself, and again, he certainly doesn't deserve one, to me, the only reason to give anyone a security clearance or to keep their clearance after they leave government is if you're going to consult them. For instance, a former CIA director or Secretary of State, if there's a crisis, you may want to bring them in for consultation. Well, obviously, you're not going to bring John Brennan in for consultation. You're not going to bring General Clapper in for consultation because they've made it clear that they are political activists. So to me, the only time this should be done is if you believe there's a real need or a real possibility that you will be consulting that person in the case of a crisis. Like during the Bay of Pigs when John Kennedy brought in former cabinet officials to speak with them. But other than that, no, it's too dangerous. Even if they're on your side, if they're doing talk shows, if they're out in public, it's very easy to, by mistake, even with the best of intentions, give away classified information,
So
top secret information.
explain
So
to-
no, it should only be for people absolute need.
Explain to our viewers what security clearance gives these individuals. What kind of information are they able to see as they go about their daily lives doing something completely different than they did in the past in terms of serving the government?
You know, I get my own briefings, and I assume if it's the same as that, they will be told, again, where there's potential crisis, if there's a potential plot. They will be told if there's a possible espionage going on. They will be told about possible coups that are being planned in different countries, either for or against our allies. They will be given the most sensitive intelligence that's out there, both internationally and also domestic. So they will basically know, they could have enough information to know, which could be extremely helpful to other countries. Not that they would do it intentionally, I'm not trying to suggest that, but you get that, and you could, by mistake, speak it out, because if you're not in government every day, you can lose that discipline that's necessary. And especially if you have someone like Brennan, who can get carried away. I mean, if he's accusing the president of treason, and I would never think of doing that about Bill Clinton or Barack Obama or Harry Truman or John Kennedy, I mean, that's just absurd. So if a person gets carried away that way, you wonder how much control they have of their thinking process.
Especially since we know, I mean, Congressman, you're on the Intel Committee, right? We know that Devin Nunes, the chairman of the Intel Committee, is looking at the CIA and what John Brennan's role was in terms of the dossier and handing the dossier over to the FBI when it was unverified, trying to get the warrant to wiretap Carter Page. So we know all of this that Brennan was involved in, and we know that you've got an active investigation into his performance. So he still has security clearance, giving him this sort of appearance that he's in the know of something, and then he goes on television and criticizes the president, calls him treasonous?
Now, John Brennan, CIA, obviously, we're talking about a handful of people in the CIA. 99.9% do an outstanding job. But a handful of people under his leadership, just like in the FBI, a handful of people under Jim Comey's leadership, really, I believe, did not carry out their duties in the best interest of the U.S. They were more interested in stopping Donald Trump. And that is being looked at. It's not definite yet, but we're certainly, I believe there's real improper activities were carried on, and that is being looked at. So, to me, all the more reason why very few people of anyone from the Obama administration right now should have this type of security clearance.
Certainly looks fishy to me, what was going on before the election in 2016. Congressman, it's good to see you this morning. Thanks so much. We will see you.
Well, I totally agree. Brennan and Clapper, these two freaks, should not have security clearance, and they should be investigated fully. Not only taking away their security clearance, investigated thoroughly and see what you can get them on. And Brennan, for sure, you can lock that creature up from the Black Lagoon. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.